The other point that you have here relative to the game with the Jaguars, attacking the aggressive safeties, linebackers of the Jaguars with the pass game. They can struggle in space. Take us through that.
So right here, you're going to get a bottom screen. You're going to get Tyreek Hill's going to run a curl at about 16 yards. He's going to sit there, and what that does, that brings that front side safety up. And what really easy high read low for a Tua would be the same kind of thing. This is actually just a two-man route. Then you're going to see the ball in space here. They get the ball in space. These safeties and these linebackers, they overrun. It's a super aggressive group, and if they hit you, if they can get contact with you, they're going to hit you. But they do overrun things. They do struggle in pass coverage. They are athletic, but they just struggle in space. It's almost like they're too aggressive at times. So you can attack with the backs. A-Chain had a great game last week with the ball in space. Obviously, Tyreek Hill, Waddle, these over routes. This is just a really simple read right here. This is a two-man route, run game look. Tyreek Spill is going to sit. Tua sees the safety sit, and he throws it over top the Waddle. If that safety was to retreat, he'd throw the curl to Tyreek. It's a two-man route. It's really, really easy. And once again, if you see what the Dolphins do, they get rid of the football so fast. It's rhythm. It's the ability to go through your reads and get rid of the ball. You know, I have one criticism of Deshaun Watson, and it's not what everybody thinks. Deshaun Watson is not completely broken and washed up. Deshaun Watson needs to do some things to help himself as well. And one of those things he can do, looking from a Tua, is get rid of the football. Live to fight another day, and I think the Dolphins do a great job of that. And this is what he can do. Max protect, make an easy read, throw the ball, over-unders on these aggressive safeties, because they will come up to try to hit you, and that can leave them vulnerable over top.
So the other thing that we found out is a really good cornerback for the Jaguars, Tyson Campbell, on injured list due to a hamstring injury. How does that affect that defense? And they're kind of thin in the back half of that defense as well.
Well, Okolon inside, Lloyd inside. These guys are, once again, that's a long defense. The linebackers are all 6'2", 6'3". Okolon is a tackling machine. Lloyd's a tackling machine. They like to play between the tackles. What they do struggle with they struggle with the ball in space. And what I mean by that is they're unable to react and be quick in a small area. They can run. They're fast straight ahead, but they struggle. So that secondary, to me, is a secondary you can attack. I still think their backup corners are pretty good. Those safeties, what they do well also makes them vulnerable. They like to get up there. They like to be nosy. They run that read cover 2, where everybody kind of looks like an umbrella. You've heard it called read 4 and palms, and everybody has their special name for it. But for me, it's two safeties. And those two safeties have a rule, and they can help in the run game. And those two want to help in the run game. So the Browns have to take advantage of that by hitting some shots over top, getting some easy yards, some easy touchdowns to get this offense moving and out of the mud. And that's what I see. Their secondary is good. They're super aggressive. They're good tacklers, but they can be beat with high-low concepts.
When you look at the Browns offense, what do you think we'll see more of? It almost looked like it was disjointed. There were times where they wanted to run Kevin Stefanski under center, play action, and times where they wanted to spread it out. But it didn't look like there was any space defensively ever.
Well, it's really funny. So I've broken down the film a lot, and I really enjoy watching film. And I feel like I could do a pretty good job of finding out what at least they were trying to do. I'm not sure what the Browns were trying to do. First of all, they got in the hole, which as an offensive coordinator, when you get in the hole, it's a pain in the butt because you're not sure what to call. You're trying to make sure you don't give the ball right back to the offense, but you're trying to make sure you're trying to score. So it's a tough thing, and I understand that as an offensive play caller. But offensively, they're really struggling. They ran a lot of motion during camp. They were the lowest motioning team in the NFL last week, which was kind of shocking to me. There was very limited RPOs. But then one thing that the Browns could always hang their hat on is that powerful run game with the guards pulling, with counter and power. They didn't run any of that either. It was all zone. They only ran the ball true 14 times. So they didn't have the run game to hang their hat on. They didn't have a scheme in terms of with the motions trying to create clear windows. They were in empty. They were in 2021 personnel. They were in 2012 personnel. I couldn't agree with you more. And as a guy who enjoys watching film, and people look for it, I don't have the answers for you. Browns need to find an identity right now in offense, and I don't know what that identity is. And if they don't find one quickly, they're going to struggle week in and week out. It doesn't mean they have to be successful right away, but they have to say, we're doing this, and we're going to get good at this. And I don't think they're doing that right now. And I think Kevin Stefanski's a pretty good coach, so I think they'll figure it out.